And thank you so much for registering our event and joining the session. So, and I welcome you all to our exciting Figma design series. I'm Rupasri, design head of IEEE, and I'm thrilled to see you all here. I saw a great response from the participants list. There are nearly 50 people in the meeting. Thank you so much for joining this session. Okay. So I'm sure that you will find the session worth your time. And in the next few weeks, we'll be diving into the world of Figma from the basics to advanced techniques. And today we are kicking off with our first session, Figma Foundations, Kickstart Your Design Journey. This session is designed to introduce you to the essential tools and features of Figma, providing a solid foundation for the upcoming session. We have two talented junior core members from our IEEE chapter who will be leading today's session. So I welcome Laasya and Haritta, who have been actively involved in design section of this chapter, and they will bring a wealth of knowledge and experience to our session today. Without further ado, so let's get started.
Good evening all. I'm Haritta and Laasya here. So here we are going to give the kickstart for your journey in design. So this is our Figma series session 1. Here we are going to learn the overview of Figma, what is Figma and why use it. And we'll learn about how to set up our Figma account and navigating the interface. Understanding the frames and artboards, the basic shape and tools, and creating and editing shapes.
Further, we are also going to learn briefly about text tools, that is adding and styling text, layers and groups, and also organizing your design elements. At the end, working with color, that is applying fills, strokes, and effects. Now, what is Figma and why do we use it? Figma is a powerful web-based design tool that helps you to create anything, whether it is a website, application, logo, and much more. It allows teams to collaborate in real time on designing user interfaces and user experiences. Unlike the traditional design software, sorry. Harita, could you please present?
Unlike the traditional design software, Figma operates entirely in the cloud, making it accessible from any device with an internet connection. So this flexibility enhances collaboration as multi-team member can work on the same project simultaneously and see each other's changes instantly.
Harita,
Yeah.
can you reshare the screen? It's not visible.
Okay, one second. Is it visible now?
Yeah.
Figma is a pop. Can I continue?
Yeah.
Okay. As we know, Figma is a familiar and a popular in UX community. So for several reasons, its interface and features set streamline the design process from wireframing and prototyping to the final design. It supports wide range of plugins and integration, which extends its functionality and improve the workflow efficiency. Figma have a wide range of integration with other tools like Slack, Trello, and GitHub. So these are some statistics of 24 from the company and the percentage of users of Figma. So as we can see, the percentage of use of Figma in the middle-sized company are considered higher in this statistics. So the career opportunity by learning Figma. So these are the career opportunity by learning Figma. We can be a product designer, a web designer, a digital marketer, a mobile app designer, a front-end developer, a graphic designer, educator or trainer, UI UX designer, and a researcher. So now we are going to see how we are going to set up our Figma account. So the Figma by using for using Figma, we can either use it in a browser and we can also download it and use it in our desktop. So here we are going to demonstrate by using Figma in browser. So we'll get to see how to create an account and set up our account in Figma. So we can get started for free. We can log in with our we can sign up with our Google if we already have an account. So or if not, you can just create an account with password and just verify your account and fill the basic details. So as a beginner, we can just go with a starter plan and we can choose design with Figma plan. So this is how the main page of Figma works. So here, how many of you have already have an Figma account? Can you just raise your hands?
Okay, good to see the response.
Okay, I see many have Figma accounts. So the people who don't have Figma account, just can you see the process and create the one? We just wait for 2 minutes.
It'll be really useful for you guys in the future, and you can really learn a lot through this website.
Meanwhile, during the session, if you guys have any doubts, you can put them in the chat box. We will answer them. Or else there will be a question and answer session at the end of the meeting.
Okay, now just let us begin our session. So this is a main page where we are going to work and design. This is how it will look. So these are the toolbars, which are the main components we are going to use in the design segment. So this is a mouse section, a move for moving tools. This is a frame, and this is a shape section. So we have a few shapes here, and this in this we have pen and pencil. This is a text section, and this one is for components, plugins, and widgets. And this is an hand tool and here for comments, which we use while collaborating in the teamwork. Okay, then just we'll see now how to work with the Figma. So this is just a blank page. I'm creating a open frame. So generally, while we are creating for our Instagram post and the Instagram grids, we just use the 180 and 180 height and width. So you guys can just make note of it because this is a constant size which we'll use for an Instagram post. This will be helpful while designing our next post or something. So I just created an open frame. So there are also plenty of frame which is available by default. I'll just show you guys. So these are the frames in the phones, and this for tablets, and these are desktop frames. This is how it look like. Paper and social media frames also there. So now we can see how the shapes will work. So I'm just now selecting a random rectangle and just filling with the color. So we can change the shape of the rectangle as we wish. So we can make, actually this is a rectangle, we can also make into a square by having an equal width and height. Yes, you can use this section, as you guys can see, this is a place where we change it. So this is for the radius section. So if I change the radius of this, you can see the bend over here. I'll just zoom it. So this is how we use height and width in the radius section. So now we can see how the stroke works. So now I'm just increasing the stroke by 10. We can also use this as a border and change color. So now I'm just removing this. So here only the outline of the a rectangle here will be there. So actually only few shapes are available in the Figma. So we can create our own shapes by using the properties and by changing the elements. So now we can see how we can use an ellipse. So here I'm just giving a color for this. Uh, so as only limited shapes are available, we can change this. So now I'm just using the sweep property and just making it a half circle, and we can make even into a quarter. So one of the interesting property in Figma, in many design tools has this property. So if a new beginners, we can just see how to use it. I'm just selecting another circle and giving it color. So now we can place this on top of this. So by just placing few elements, we can create a design in our poster. We can create an own elements by just using some properties and changing this. So there are few other shapes like polygon uh, and star, and we can also place images here. So and also another feature here is by you can also just extend this by double clicking this. We can see the 4 points available. So we can edit the shape of the elements by dragging this. So this just make the elements as our wish. Okay, then we are done with elements, and this is a pen and pencil tool. We can just use a pen and pencil tool to create the same shapes. We can just create the shapes and we can just draw by our own. And this is a text tool that will explain later. And this is the resources
Harita,
where we have, yeah.
can you once again explain how did you make that semicircle?
Okay, once again. So I'm just normally pasting a circle and changing the color. So here is an arc button. Just drag this section and sweep it. Here is a sweep option. So we can just make it 50 percentage. So you can see here, just you can also manually do it 75 percentage. Will be like this. Okay, and then this will be at 25 percentage. This is how you can just make the circle shape, and we can also edit this shape. Just as I told, you can double click this. You can view the grid lines like this. You can drag this, and then you can create the shape of your own. So there are a lot of options you can do by your own. Just explore when you have free times. Okay, then I'll just go to other things. These are the components, plugins, and widgets. And plugins, you can just download the plugins which are required. Just well, generally we use in our general IDE. So in this plugins, for you can use it for icon and some other stuff. So this is an hand tool and this is command as I already told you. So and then here we can see layers. These are the things which actually we have here. We can name it. I'm just naming this as shape. So as we name it, it will be useful for grouping. So the grouping will be in taught in the next session. Okay, and this is the asset section here where we can actually search for templates. We can explore templates and use the templates. Generally, there are a lot of templates available here, so we can use it. Yeah, that's it. So we have learned about the shape and the basic tools which are available in the Figma. Now, Laasya will continue her part.
I hope you all can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so now I'm going to talk to briefly explain to you about text tools and layers on groups and working with color. So coming to the text tool, we know text is one of the most okay. Text is one of the crucial components of interface design. Everything from the placement and arrangement of text to the choice of fonts has a part to play. Now I'm going to briefly explain to you about the text tools available in Figma and what you can do with them. So as you can see, the text tool is available here at the top toolbar. You can simply select it by clicking it. So now we have two default behaviors available here in Figma. It uses different text resizing properties depending on which approach you use. So the first approach is simply clicking anywhere on the canvas and you can start typing. So this is the first approach. Um, this will create a text layer that grows horizontally from uh, left to right. And then if you want to go to the next line, you can simply click enter or return and you will be able to go to the next line. Then the second approach will be by dragging the text box. Now, this will be useful for you if you want to create a text layer with fixed dimensions. So, I've created a big text box. You can also create a small text box. So, this is useful for you to create with fixed dimensions so that your text will automatically wrap up to in order to fill that text layer. Uh, Also, now I'll talk to you about resizing. So you can resize by the keyboard shortcuts that we have, and also by simply going to the right side panel bar here. You can see there are different kinds of text properties that I'll briefly talk about. So here at the right corner, you have these four dots, which are for text styles to create and apply text styles. So if you already have textiles, you can use them. If you don't and want to create a new textile, you can go to this plus symbol that is there here, and then uh, you can create any textile you like. You might combine different types of fonts, different sizes, and then according to your liking, and then you can simply name it as you like and give description if needed, and then you can create the style. So that is this. And then um, we have all kinds of fonts here. Let me show you. So there are popular fonts, there are Google fonts directly from Google, variable fonts, and also you can install few fonts if you like. If there are not fonts that you like somewhere on the internet, you can download them and use them here as well. We also have regular and all kinds of like light, italic, bold, all kinds of. So there are many opportunities, many variations that you can use. And also here, resizing. You can use keyboard shortcuts or this. So we have others like line height, where it's usually default, but if you need, you can specify it according to your liking. And then this is the letter spacing. Now it's usually given in percentages, but you can also mention it in pixels. I'm putting it in 4 pixel. So you can see how this change, how the text changes here as I change the pixels. Suppose 10 pixel. So the letter spacing between the letters changes. So that is what it does. Then we have the list spacing and auto width, auto height, and then fixed size like we did before. These are the alignments that we all know, and these are the some other alignments. Now below we can also change the text color using fill. So yeah, We'll talk more about color in the next topic. This is the opacity. So that's all about text that I can give you briefly about. So the next topic that I'm going to talk about is about layers and groups. So there's actually not much to say in this. Like, whoever is familiar with design softwares or such tools in generally can get what I mean by grouping elements. You can simply click, like the usual method of how we use is by simply holding shift and then selecting, and then right click, you group select it. Also, one interesting thing here in Figma is there's this left side panel where you can see all kinds of layers, all the elements, objects that you use. So if I made a group here, or I made a group here, there's a small arrow that you can see, and if you click the arrow, you can see what all are available in that group, and you can edit the group. And also, if you want to add something in that group as well, so you can simply drag it. I'll show you. If I add an additional rectangle, I want to add this into the group, so I can simply move this to the group and then it gets grouped. So this left side panel is really useful and it makes things easier for us to go around. Then coming to layers, we know objects can sit on top, underneath, general, if you see in the right. So bring to front and to back. There are many kinds of orders that we can use. So in order to manage this order, Figma uses layers. So basically everything that you put on canvas is a layer, whether it be an object, text, a frame, whatever it is a layer. So there's also a layer. One second. One second. Yeah. So there's also a layer option here in the right side panel where again you can see different things here. Color dodge, plus lighter. These are not usually seen, but if you use colors, they'll be seen. You'll be noticing some difference. So yeah, then this is the opacity and this is the visibility. So that is all the basic points under this topic. Now working with colors, that is applying fills, strokes and effects. So you can see all the color properties at the right side panel below the text or fill here. So fill, you can change to any color. And also here, if you see this, you can change the transparency of the color. So if you're going to the left side, it becomes completely like not visible at all. But as you go to the right side, the intensity of the color increases, and then you can change colors here. You can go across this and you can change various colors. So then we have effects here. There are many types of effects like inner shadow, drop shadow, layer blur. You really can't see this here for one shape, but it does have an effect. Then yeah, so one interesting thing I'm going to talk to you in today's session is about gradients. So let me just select one shape. Okay, so in order to use gradients, go to the fill section. Here at the top corner you can see the second gradient option. So if you go there, one second, I'll make it clear. Yeah. So by default, you will be able to use linear gradient, but there are other three gradients and I'll show what they are. So linear is nothing but like going in straight line, as you can see here, and then you can change the intensity by dragging these colors from top to bottom. If you move the dark color, it becomes more dark, and if you move the light color, it becomes more light. So that is the case. Now, coming with the radial, colors originate from a single center point towards the edges here, as you can see. And you can also similarly, like as I said, you can change the intensity. And then by moving this, you can rotate it and increase the intensity and reduce the intensity. Next is angular. So this will go in clockwise direction 360 degrees. Then at last we have diamond. Now, excuse me. This is similar to the radial, but the only difference is that it will be in the shape of a diamond. So it's cool to see. Yeah. So you can also change the transparency and visibility here, like I showed you before. So I hope this covers all the basic tools and properties necessary to start your design journey. So now that we have covered all of these basic tools, one second. We are going to give you a small task that you can see here. So you can apply all the basic tools and properties that we have learned till now and do this task. So the task for this session that we are going to give is you are going to create a simple design profile card for a speaker at a tech conference, and that should include a profile picture, name, job title, a short bio, and a contact information. These are the basic information that is required to be given by you in this speaker profile card. Now, Harita is going to give you a example demonstration of how we would like to see designs from you guys. Can you present, Harita?
Yeah, is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. So this is actually a basic profile card. So far we have seen how the basic tools of Figma works, and now let us integrate all to design a profile card. So this will be helpful for you guys in doing a task. Okay, I just may use a few elements to make this card. So as I already explained, we have created two open frames just by clicking the frame, and I made a two rectangle. So we can duplicate the frame, just Control D, we can duplicate the frames. Wait once again. Just I'll take this shape and I'll duplicate it. So see, we can duplicate it by Control D. So then as of here, we can see the elements we used here is an half circle. This is a half circle. This is a half circle. And upon this half circle, I just placed a quarter circle and then small size of another quarter circle. So then we made, with the help of a bend tool, I just shaped the ellipse and I made it like this. Here we placed in rectangle and then other rectangle. So this is actually a full rectangle. When we just, I used the bring send back option. So this will be only moved back behind, back to the screen. So it will actually move only to the back of the screen. So the half, we no need to crop the image or just make, we can take a whole shape and we can move it back to the frame. You can use the option which she already explained, the layer options. So here we can see the profile picture. So back of the profile picture, I just pasted a plain sphere of gray color and just pasted it like this. We can also use the same send front option, bring front option to paste like this. and we used a text tool for this name and for the stuffs. So here we may use into triangle option. So just I'll just show how this is made. Selected a polygon. Just I gave a color. So I want to rotate it now. I'll just rotate it vertically. And see here, this is option is to enlarge the size, and this option so we can see the curve here. Just we can rotate this triangle to the any shape, any direction which we want. So I just placed it here, and I duplicated it. And this one I'll use a stroke option. I'll use a white color here. Black will be visible. And I'm changing the stroke. So for stroke to be visible, 10 will be a better option, I think. So then you can just select it, and then you can remove the fill. So this is the option to remove the fill, and with pressing this you can add the fill also. I'm just removing the fill now. We can place it like this. So we can create a design like this and add it to a section. Even this small one, the small black line here, right? This we use the same technique and we just found it. As of the social media icons, we use the plugin which I already showed you from here. We can download the plugin as required by our needs, and we can make use of these plugins. So we can also paste the text on the top of the elements. We can also move this. Okay, this is how we actually make a basic thing. We can create our own elements, and we can also use this. There are even layers available for you guys, but make using of your own elements will be more fun. Okay, and this page we use the same properties and we made a page. I hope this session is so informative and you guys will make use and complete the task. So, do you have any doubt? Do you want to ask any questions regarding this?
Yeah, Hitanshi.
Hi, hello. So my query is not regarding the Figma exactly, but then I want to ask, how people design on iPad using like a pencil or something. So designing on a computer, is it really worth better? Is it better than designing on a phone or an iPad?
Uh,
I think that's a personal question. Like, personally, for me, uh, I used to design on phone. So for me, overall, like as I practiced, I got used uh, doing it in phone. But I think computer give or the laptop gives you more space to conveniently use. I think it's a personal choice.
I think so. Windows will be better, or a desktop will be better for you to actually view all the properties available and make use of it. The phone will not
Yeah,
be convenient.
there'll be no space constraint for you.
So, Itanchi, from my experience, I can say you that designing in phone, maybe Canva will be more comfortable for you to design in phone. But coming to Figma, it won't be much okay when you design with the phone. So, always you can go with using Windows, your PC or laptops while using Figma. Okay, there is nothing. Thank you so much because at starting there were 50 people and now it's nearly 47. Thank you so much for your cooperation and for participating in this event. Also, if you have any questions or need any further clarifications, please feel free to reach out to us. We are here to help you at every step. Okay. Also, stay tuned for our next section, which is UI Magic Crafting Stunning Interfaces with Figma, where we will dive deeper into designing your interfaces. So, thank you again for joining us today, and a special thanks to our speakers for the fantastic presentation. Have a great day, guys. Happy design.